They're rattling around in the game lab, and they've come up with a whole lot of stuff that I'm going to tell you about today. And you know where it all comes from, bud? The #1 source for home and arcade game information, GamePro magazine, yeah!
Down the hatch, SWAT time.
Secret weapons and tactics.
Things are as hot as always here in SWAT World, where we lead off with America's favorite underachiever, the Bart Man. What's up, Bart, dude? How's it going?
Hey, Bart. Let's go party, bud.
Hey, dude, I'm in the middle of a kid.
It's cool.
Yeah, okay, later.
Cool. Hasta, baby.
This is for the NES game The Simpsons. Now, if you're tired of running out of lives before you make it to the end, here's a trick that'll get you unlimited lives. Watch. Enter the first building on the 3rd level and keep walking until you reach the first platform under the air-blowing pipes. Now, wait until the coins start to shoot out at you. Okay, here's the deal. For every 15 coins you collect, you earn an extra life. You can hang out as long as you want and keep racking up lives as you collect coins, because there's no limit, man. Now, as long as we're into Bart Mania, we thought we'd answer a little question that has plagued the fans of the Simpsons video game since the day the cart first appeared. You know the key and the whistle you buy in Stage 1? Have you ever wondered what to do with them? Well, wonder no more. To use the whistle, go to the last pair of windows at the retirement home and blow it. Good old Grandpa Simpson will appear in the top window and shower you with a ton of coins. Pretty cool, huh? Then, go to the door off the Springfield retirement home where Grandpa lives and use the key. You'll warp back to Moe's Tavern, where you'll have another chance to buy some more of the things that you're going to need, like bottle rockets and cherry bombs. Okay, gamers, if it's level jumping that you're into, here's some hair-raising moves for Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle for the Game Boy. Use these passwords to get to any of these stages. For stage 50, enter 2TWX. Stage 60, enter YTKX. Stage 70, enter SHE2. That's right, SHE2. And for stage 80, enter XHO2. Let's flash those again. For stage 50, enter 2TWX. For stage 60, enter YTKX. For stage 70, enter SHE2. For stage 80, enter XHO2.
I'm Seth Thompson from Cabbusses, Ohio. I have a question on Heavy Barrel for Nintendo. I was wondering if you could show me where the 6 pieces to a Heavy Barrel are.
It's no big deal, dude. The Game Maniacs have the answer for this one, so check it out. 4 pieces are here in Perimeter 1. You'll find one at the beginning of the bridge. Then you'll find one at the end of the bridge. There's one right where the yellow tank appears. And at the base of the building to the right of where the tank appears. In Perimeter 2, there's one piece in the last locker before you reach the 2nd elevator. You'll find the 6th piece located in the 1st locker on the right-hand side in Perimeter 3. And there you go, bud! A fully powered Heavy Barrel! Happening question, bud. Now, for the rest of you gamer dudes, just keep them coming in, okay? Watch for the address at the end of the show.
An awesome tip to get your hidden treasures in Fantasia. So stick around, bud. It's GamePro.
Hard, dude. He's a stud.
Secret weapons and tactics.
Wow, very awesome. As we start to get into the new SNES games, we're catching on to some totally hot, cool tricks. This stuff is so super fresh that when we figure it out, you will be the first to know. Here's one for the Darius twin. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, yeah! Now, if you're finding this game tough to master, and who isn't? Here's a trick that'll let you start the game with 50 men. All right, here's what you do. Now, you may need a friend to help you with this one because it kind of requires a lot of finger work at one time, so listen up. First, bring up the title screen. Now, hold down the top left and top right buttons. Okay, at the same time, hold down the select buttons on both controller 1 and 2. Cool. That's where your friend may come in handy. Now, if you did this right, you can begin the game with 50 men. Let's try that out one more time. First, bring up the title screen. Next, controller. All right. Very cool. You know, here's a hot one for Fantasia for the Genesis game system that'll net you a whole bunch of hidden items. Watch this. While you're in level 1, wait for the first marching broom to come out. Once you see it, lead it to the far left of the screen. Okay, now when it gets all the way to the left, leap in the air and bounce on top of the broomstick. A spell book with 3 extra magic blasts and 5 bonus items will appear on the stairs. Go, Mickey!
Now, here's one that's hot off the screen, okay, bud? This game is barely hitting the stores, but the Game Lab Gizmo gods managed to get their hands on Wizardry 2, bud. Knight of Diamonds. Yeah, it's for the NES. Now, remember that our techies check these carts out in 4 different categories, okay?
That's right, dude. You know it. They check for graphics, sound effects, whether the game gives you monster challenge, and finally, the fun factor. That is, just how much fun is this game to play?
Well, dude, I hope it's majorly fun, you know what I'm saying?
It better be.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this cart to make it to the screen, and now that we've got it between our thumbs, we're stoked to report that Wizardry fans, you will not be disappointed. No.
For this cart to make any sense, you need to understand the legend of the Staff of Nilda. So here's how it goes. The action occurs in the city of Ligament, a town which was once invulnerable to bad guys due to the magical powers of the Staff of Nilda. There was, however, one most serious problem with this setup. You see, anyone who was born in the city of Ligament was not affected by the staff's magical powers, so as long as the dudes were born in the city were cool, no problemo. But if there was a bad guy born in the city, well, you know the story. One bad apple can ruin a whole city of Ligament. So that's where Dabblepuss comes in. You see, Dabblepuss staged a coup and knocked out the entire family, with the exception of Princess Margda and her brother Prince Alavic, who got away. Now, Alavic was able to beat up the bad dude Dabblepuss in the castle of Ligament. So you think the story's over now, right, bud? Wrong! No way! As Dabblepuss fell, he uttered a curse so heinous that he took out himself, the castle, Alavic, and the magic staff, and that is where you come in. It's up to you to rescue the staff or the city's history. You do this by leading a party of 6 down and dirty brawlers, each with his own special skill. Now, some of these skills are pretty cool, like the fighter who does some awesome head bashing, and the mage who has the power to roast monsters alive.
So how did the ratings come out? I'll tell you what the boys in the hood thought. While the story may be happening, the graphics are most definitely not. All in all, we gotta say that, well, they're pretty average. Just like in Wizardry 1, the tunes get pretty repetitive after spending some time in the depths of all those mazes. Now, what we like is the challenge. The game takes an average of 150 hours of gameplay time to complete. Wow. This is not a game for the impatient or lighthearted, but if you do like to take on a major gamer project, go for it. When it comes to an awesome role-playing game, Wizardry 2 is actually one of the best around. We just wish that maybe the designers had spent as much time on the graphics as they did developing this totally cool story. You must agree with me, B-Man.
Yeah.
We are in total agreement.
Oh, man.
Yes.
What are these?
Nice. Oh, this is the best time. Atari is back in the arcades with a happening new game called Road Riot 4-Wheel Drive. Let's check it out. With sizzling graphics of the cars, crowds, ambulances, and the animals, Road Riot 4-Wheel Drive puts you behind the wheel of a killer 4-wheel drive vehicle with a simple objective: beat the computer, or you're Bud in a race that takes you through tough terrain and terrifying tracks.
Right on. Doesn't sound too tough now, does it? Now, the drive's not as smooth as it might seem, particularly when you introduce the stun gun into competition, so check it out. You take your aim at your competition here with the stun gun. You slow the dude down with the drill, okay? Now, while you have to whip your way through the selectable tracks in one piece, I've got to tell you that you just got to go for a crash scene every once in a while, like so. Ah, totally awesome. And besides, when you live through a crash, you get this bonus play at the end of the game. And winning allows you to go to the next round free of charge, but if you don't finish first, have another quarter ready, because it's going to kind of cost you, bud.
Oh. Now, there's one feature I haven't told you about just because I'm into saving the best for last. Road Riot 4-Wheel Drive comes with a rump thump. You heard me. That means you can actually feel the shakes, the rattles, the rolls you encounter during the course competition in your seat and in the steering wheel. It's very tough. You like that?
Yeah, rump thump, I dig it. Now, Road Riot 4-Wheel Drive should be in your local arcade now, so check it out and bring your quarters, because you can need them, bud. Woo-hoo! You're on, buddy.
Yes.
You're on, rock and roll.
Hi, I'm Mike McReynolds from Aurora, Illinois, and I finished Ultimate 2 Avatar for the Nintendo.
Hi, I'm Randy Green from Marysville, Michigan, and I scored a fantastic score of 104,020 on Splatterhouse on a TurboGrafx 16.
Hello, I'm Cabbusses. I live in Absentee, Tennessee. I finished Super Mario 3 for my Nintendo.
Whoa. Major league scores, dudes. Your GamePro subscriptions are in the mail. You can't win unless you sit it.
GamePro will be back.
Whoa, hold up, pal. It's time for me to head down and take a bite at SWAT World. And if I got it right, I am going to be doing some serious submarine time.
Submarine time. You better be careful, okay? Because there's a lot of scary things in the ocean, bud.
Hey, come on. What could happen to me? All right, I'll see you later.
Okay.
Whoa. I see what he means. Maybe I could catch a plane instead.
Or maybe you should just take a tube, dude.
Ah, good plan. All right, later.
Secret weapons and tactics.
Whoa. Nice wave, dude. One of my favorite movies in the past year was The Hunt for Red October, and I gotta tell you, I enjoy the Game Boy version almost as much as the movie. Here's a tip that'll increase your firing power big time. During the stage where you see the map of the Atlantic Ocean, push the A and B buttons down at the same time. Now, while holding down A and B, hit up, then down. When your game begins, your game log will show 25 missiles. Not bad, huh? Let's run that one down again. During the stage where you see the map of the Atlantic Ocean, push the A and B buttons down at the same time. All right, so far so good. Now, while holding down A and B, hit up, then down. And when that game begins, the 25 missiles are yours. Surfaroo! Here's one for that NES classic, Faxanadu. Now, if you've been playing Faxanadu like I have for a long time and wish you could figure out how to finish the game, check this out. It's as easy as the following password. Capital B, Q, question mark, capital U, N, question mark, comma, capital G, capital M, M, capital Y, X, capital U, capital Q, H, period, capital C, capital E, capital I, capital Q, G. Okay, enter this password and tell them what they've won, Don.
You've won the rank of Lord, a Dragon Slayer, a battle suit, and a battle helmet. You'll also receive a Sapphire Elf ring, a Demon's ring, a magical rod, and 8 red potions. JD?
Thank you, Don. Now, with all that stuff, you can't help but make it to the end of the game. Good luck. Let's run that one down again. Capital B, Q, question mark, capital U, N, question mark, comma, capital G, capital M, M, capital Y, X, capital U, capital Q, H, period, capital C, capital E, capital I, capital Q, G. Now, as you know, dudes, we've got Game Lab spies everywhere, so we can get the scoop on what's happening now and what's going to be happening in the future. So watch your backs. Well, one of our spies managed to get a hold of a super sneak preview of the SNES game Rocketeer based on the Disney movie. Now, remember, this game is still being worked on even as I talk about it, so it is truly the early word.
Hush, hush, my friend. Now, this game is designed to have 5 episodes. Each episode represents a level, so check it out in the graphics. The first episode, Cliff Secord's trusted bud, Peavy, gives our hero Cliff a few awesome airplanes to try out, including the Mondo Cirrus X3. And we also get to quickly check out this rocket pack in a man versus machine race. Now, what Cliff does not know is that hanging out inside the hangar is this Nazi SS officer and the Nazi Rocket Man. Bogus dude. Yeah. So now, these dudes are waiting to grab Cliff and his buds, and of course, the rocket pack. And that takes us to the next level, where the Nazis grab Peavy, Jenny, and the rocket pack, but the Cliff Man gets away. He's a stud. Then you take over control as Cliff, and you fight off Nazi rocket men. If you succeed, you'll regain control of the rocket pack, and then you'll swear to use it to save Cliff's girlfriend, Jenny, and his best pal, Peavy. So, Cliff takes off after the Nazi fighter plane, the Locust. That's where Jenny and Peavy are being held captive, okay? On this level, Cliff succeeds in freeing Peavy, but Jenny remains a prisoner of the Nazis inside this enormous-looking Zeppelin. It is massive. I speak the truth. So, now Cliff and Peavy have controlled the Nazi Locust, and then you fly to the Zeppelin. And they gotta dodge all these, like, armored flying tanks, and they got these air mines coming at them and missiles, and then if you make it through level 4 alive, you can get on board the Zeppelin and head off in search of Jenny, yeah!
Wow, that is quite a story. Now, there's one final level we haven't showed you yet, but hey, there's got to be some surprises. Start looking for this game to hit the store soon, and stay tuned to GamePro for reviews and tips on this awesome new game cart.
If you want 30 extra lives in Gradius 3, don't move!
Hi, this is Daniel Garrett from Valencia, California, and I know a good tip for Gradius 3 for the SNES. When the title screen appears, press down and then left, and then press A 3 times on the control pad, and then start the game, and then you'll get 30 extra minutes. Check it out.
That was a most excellent tip. You know what? You've got a GamePro tee coming, and it is on its way. You know it.
You're stoked, bud?
Absolutely.
That puts us on pause for this week, absolutely. So don't forget to send in your questions, tips, game scores, and all that stuff, those questions that, you know, that are kind of tough, and keep these Game Lab gang here sharp. Get gutsy. Here's the address. GamePro, P.O. Box 1678, Venice, California, 90291.
And only he can say it, all right? We'll check you out next week on GamePro. I'm J.D. Roth. Peace to ya.